YouTubers, Mike Martin's here, Mike Martin's channel. I got a really good one here from the Globe and Mail. It was sent to me by one of my subscribers and comments on my page very positively. Thank you for the support. And it's by the Globe and Mail, which is really good. So, I mean, is the Globe and Mail turning conspiracy paper too to gain more readers? I don't know. Or is the Globe and Mail becoming racist? Anyways, let's go through this. Why am I acting nuts? And, well, maybe I am nuts, but you know what? What's been happening to the housing crisis, I think, is more ludicrous than me acting nuts. If anyone could see what's really going on and take a step back, would be like, WTF, really? Yeah, me being like this, all woo, is, you know what? Completely normal compared to what is going on here. Canadian banks' mortgage guidelines favor foreign home buyers. Why? Why are the banks stealing our futures? They already... Never mind. Like, I'm going to go there with a rant. Canadian banks allow foreign clients with no credit history, including students, to qualify for uninsured mortgages without proving the sources of their income. A practice that exempts non-Canadians who have money in the bank for security domestic borrowers face when buying a home or invest in a property. Those exceptions to the regular rules are outlined in internal documents from Scotiabank and the Bank of Montreal, reviewed by the Globe and Mail. Scotiabank's guidelines specify that loan officers do not need to verify foreign clients' sources of income if they make a down payment of 50%. At Bank of Montreal, such clients need only 35% to qualify for a mortgage up to $2 million. The criteria from both banks show income verification is also not required for immigrants who have been in Canada less than 5 years if they put down 35%. So less than 5 years. So I could be here for 2 weeks. BMO's guidelines also require clients, including foreign students with a valid study permit, to have the equivalent of 1 year's mortgage payments on hand at the time the loan is issued. The exemptions appear to be designed to attract citizens of foreign countries and newcomers to Canada as clients by making it less onerous for them to obtain and build credit here. Canadian applicants must still prove their sources of income. Critics say that this puts locals at an unfair disadvantage and I can't even read that, encourages real estate speculation by foreigners who have easier access to credit. So, it's a really long document. I'm going to leave a link below. So the bank employee himself, an immigrant from China, fears he will be fired if he is named. He said leaders require all domestic mortgage applications to produce 2 years' worth of Canadian income, tax records, and pay stubs, because that is impossible for foreigners or newcomers, he said. The bank made the changes to attract the clients. In Vancouver, speculators exploited that, he said, to buy properties they had no intention of living in, holding on to them as demand increased and prices rose to flip them for a profit. So basically, they're playing with our futures. They're basically playing with our lives, is what it is. I got 3 kids. Okay. I work very hard. I own... I employ Canadian citizens. Quite a few, actually. I pay my payroll deductions, all my stuff. Like, I do everything by the book. And it breaks my heart that they want to take our futures away from us, you know? There's never ever in the history of mankind where millionaires are only allowed to own houses. And like I said in my previous videos, it's not that I don't want to buy $1 million house. It's the house that I'm buying is worth 30, 40, 50 grand in Arizona. I'm not paying 50 grand for a house that's worth $3 million for a house that's worth 50 grand somewhere else. I'm really sorry. And this whole people baiting as a race thing, it's not a race thing. It never was a race thing. It's foreign buyers coming in and manipulating our market. That's a spade. I'm calling a spade a spade. You know, people calling me a racist all the time on my page. My wife's Filipina. I'm revered as a hero in Africa, in parts of Africa. Go up to the top and click on my fan page and see. I just started doing this page for fun, you know what I'm saying? Go to my fan page up top and see how many people. Look at my comment section. You know, I never see people for what they are on the outside. I always see them as a man or a woman. There's a man over there cutting grass. It's never there's a black man or a Chinese man cutting grass, or there's a Canadian. It's always just there's a guy there. Let me go talk to him. You know, it's never been about the whole race thing. It never was. We're becoming more and more like America, where we're becoming more and more segregated in our minds. Segregation before 10 years ago, you never had this whole racist thing back and forth going on. 10 years ago, you never had this. Now it's coming into our real estate. Now it's coming into anything. You say anything anymore, you're considered a racist. Or you believe in some ideal that's going to help the people, you're considered a racist. So, all I'm saying to you, and if you want to bring the Muslim thing in, my ex-wife for 6 years was Muslim, from Kabul, Afghanistan, born and raised. So if you want to bring in that too, go ahead, bring it. I have a cover for everything. Not because I'm trying to cover my ass. I'm just calling a spade a spade. We're all human beings. We all come from woman. Every single one of us. None of us come from anywhere else. And when we die, we all go to the same hole in the ground. But when they're playing with our futures, when the banks who take... I feel for a lot of people that get bounced checks or NSF fees or credit card overage fees and stuff. I see that happen. And the bank likes to take money from people that don't have money. That's how the bank makes money, is by taking money from people that don't have it. And it's sad. They're playing with our futures. You know? I just want to buy a simple home for me and my family. And I don't want to pay $3 million for a house that's worth $100,000 again. I'll make that really clear. Because I'm not getting my bang for my buck. Go back to my older video where I show you comparables of different parts of America. What $1 million Canadian buys you. $700,000 US. What it buys you in the States. Houses with helicopter platforms on them. In a gated community in a high-end part of town. Or in a high-end suburb. With a pool inside, a pool outside, and 14 bedrooms. That's $1 million house. I don't want $1 million house. I just want to settle for something simple to send my kids to school. And lay some roots for my family. And this is what's become. They're playing with our futures. They're playing with the futures of my kids. You know, they're playing with the futures of all Canadians that work hard. All Canadians that put it on the line. All Canadians that just want a house. I mean, I talked to my friend in the United States the other day from Texas. He's telling me, this is what he's telling me on the phone. Oh my God, Mikey, I want to buy a new car, but some of the really nice cars, unfortunately, are becoming more and more expensive. They're more money than a house. I'm like, was a house your car's $3 million? Like, no, there's a car I want to buy. It's a new Ford. It's one of those new Fords. But the thing is, it's $42,000. Oh yeah, I forgot. You're in Texas. How much did you pay for a house? I got 7 acres of land, and I got. He's living in one of those pre-built homes, fabricated homes, till he's building his house next to it, a real house. And he paid $17,000 for his land, and he's slowly building up his life. It breaks my heart, you know. It really kills me inside, because I see the struggle in a lot of people. I see a lot of people working 2-3 jobs just to pay rent. And I don't want to piss anyone off, because there's several states in the U.S. that actually lowered their rent. Because people that qualify for rent, and they have to do with the credit check, background check, a criminal background check, all that stuff, they qualify to buy a house for $70,000 or a condo for $30,000. Might as well pay a $200 a month mortgage than rent. And that's what's been happening. A lot of homeowners that are renting out in the U.S. are forced to lower their rents because people qualified to buy. They just rather buy. And it breaks my heart. It really breaks my heart that the citizens of this country, whether you're from anywhere in the world, we're all Canadians, you know. I'm Portuguese Canadian, you know. There's a lot of Chinese Canadian. There's lots of Filipino. My wife's Filipina. There's lots of, you know, and we all are under the same umbrella. We love each other. Deep down inside, we love each other. And I just wish there was somewhat more protection for the people living here. I want to add something to this. I don't want to waste too much of your time. But I applied to live in the United States of America many years ago. Many, like 15 years ago. And what I had to do to go there was I had to apply, and then I had to get a company to sponsor me, and then the company had to run an ad in 5 different newspapers and on Craigslist and other ways of advertising, 3 digital and then 5 papers, to make sure I'm not taking an American's job. That part cleared. No one applied for the position I want. I was going to be a technical advisor. And then I waited several years and they declined me. But I did it by the book. I did it by the book. They declined me. Okay, no problem. I'll stick around and get it. It's okay. Decline me. It's okay. But I did everything by the book, right? I did everything. But why doesn't Canada, and like this is a really good one. Like if somebody, let's say somebody in Germany, they want to come here and they want to work in a bank and they want to do this. Okay, let's say they want to work for RBC. Okay, I really want to work for Royal Bank. I like the bank, and you know. Okay, why doesn't, for everyone immigrating to Canada going forward, why don't they say, okay, instead of coming here with a work visa and then find a job, why don't they find the job where they are and then get the company to sponsor them, and then the company like RBC will have to run an ad saying bank teller required and then run it digitally and all that stuff. You get me, right? Then they go ahead and do that. Then a Canadian would say that, oh, I want that job so much. I have university, I have this, and I'm at home, and I can't even pay my student loans off. So they go and get the job, right? So somebody wants to work for the government of Canada, right? So instead of somebody from another country coming and then getting the job, and then the Canadian that's here, that has the education and the schooling and everything, doesn't get the job. And then this way they could apply for the job where they are, through their application, the company or whatever, the government sponsors them if it's a government job, and then the government needs to run an ad publicly to see if any Canadians want the job first. And I think that should go for everybody, anyone from Portugal, from Spain, from wherever they want to come, just to protect Canadian jobs, you know? I'm not trying to be like a negative ball of energy. I'm not just trying to, you know, I went for the US, I tried, I did everything by the book, I paid a lawyer, I did everything. And they declined me. Fine, that's okay. That's okay. And then I move on to other things with my life, right? You know what I'm saying? So, when people want to immigrate here, because there's a lot of people also fighting over jobs, saying, oh, I can't get a job anywhere, I can't get a job anywhere. But I'm pretty sure, like Safeway or something, I'm pretty sure if Safeway ran an ad, cashier needed, required, as soon as possible, they have to run that ad by law. For example, by law, before they hire someone from another country. This way it protects Canadians. Anyways, I don't want to waste too much of your time. I'll leave a link below to this, and I'm just really choked really upset that this has happened, and how we've, you know, been betrayed by our own banking institution, you know. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one. Bye.